So do not let anyone deceive or lie to you about spiritual spouses. They only react due to the breach of contract, the breach of promises. We made promises, we had covenants in the spiritual realm, but because we came to planet Earth, we do not remember all of these things. That's why they react, because we are doing the contrary. And we have different spiritual spouse because we all belong to different groups and hierarchy of position. Some spiritual spouse are cool-headed, they are nice. Some are very strict, they don't tolerate nonsense. Some are very wicked. It all depends. The only way out is to settle, not to separate. Because you being on this earth, you need a coverage. You need peers. You need groups. Because you can't do or operate on this planet Earth alone by yourself. You need people to interact with. You need coverage. You need people to mentor you. You need people to guide you. That's just the way it is in the spiritual realm. So if you think of separating yourself from your spiritual spouse or from your heavenly mate, you are only going to become naked and vulnerable to attack. You can't stay away from your shadow. Your shadow is your reflection. Just the way your spiritual spouse or your heavenly mates are your reflection. So we need them all the time to protect, to guide, to put us through, to bless us, to favor us. For your spiritual spouse, you only need to settle them. And it's only a spiritualist that know how to handle these things will do this for you. And in turn, your spiritual spouse is going to protect, we guide, we provide, we favor you. And everything that has to do with your existence. The person you marry on earth, your children. So do not let anyone deceive you to separate yourself from your spiritual spouse. They are only going to bring you a lot of bad things. So spiritual husbands are as important as our spiritual heavenly mate. Some people had covenant that they were not going to stay long on planet Earth. Once they get married on this earth, they will go back. So all these things need to be settled so you can live long here on earth, you can fulfill destiny. And they in turn are going to protect and they are going to guide you. But because a lot of people are ignorant and naive, they've done it the wrong way. Some don't even know how to do it. A lot had to buy because they don't know what to do. Some spiritual spouse are very, very brutal. They don't take nonsense. After warning you, you still repeated what they said they don't want, they are going to buy that person. Some might even make that person disappear. They won't see that person for like 5 years or 6 years, depending. Some might even make that person run kolo. It all depends. Or once that person is pregnant as a female, the partner, the spiritual husband is going to make that person run kolo. Some they will deal with the partner the person married on earth. It all differs, it all depends. But the most important thing is for you to know that you have spiritual spouse, to also know if you have children in the spiritual realm, to know how to do the needful at all times so you can live peacefully on planet Earth. You can't run away from your shadow. Your shadow is your reflection, is the reflection of yourself. Your spiritual spouse, your heavenly mates are your shadow. You can't run away from your shadow. They are the people you were with in the spiritual realm. If you do not have peer groups in the spiritual realm, you can't have peer groups on earth. So let's not be deceived. If you are told you have spiritual spouse, you should know. You should be sensitive enough to know these things. You should start observing yourself if you don't know. Some things must have transpired way back that should make you know that something is wrong. You have this thing they are telling you. And then you need to work on how to do the needful. Once you do the needful, you will be at peace. But a lot of people feel they can't contend with spirituality. They will tell you need to separate yourself. How do you intend separating yourself? Once it's been done wrongly, you are now vulnerable. You are now naked spiritually. And then attack is going to come. You see some people die untimely. You see some people go through so much poverty. You see some people being disgraced every now and then, embarrassed, a lot, depressed, traumatized, because they are now naked physically. They are now naked spiritually. Their heavenly mate that is to protect them, to guide them, is no more. Their spiritual husband that is to cover them, that is to be as a coverage on them, is no more. They are just left alone. Now the enemies can attack. Now a lot of things can go wrong in their life. So your heavenly mate is as important as your Ori. Your spiritual spouse is also very important. That's if you have spiritual spouse. You hear some people have a spiritual partner and they have like 5 kids, 6 kids in the spiritual realm. So do not doubt all of these things. Spirituality is deep. What you know is what you know. What you don't know is bigger than you. Do not doubt, do not argue. Do your research, go for consultation. So if you want to know if you have spiritual spouse, send a DM for consultation, send a DM for reading, or if you want to know your life's blueprint, consultation or reading isn't free. So as a lady or as a guy, once you start noticing some things are not right, do the needful. Do not delay yourself. Do the needful. And do not let people tell you to separate yourself from your spiritual spouse or your heavenly mate. It's just going to bring a lot of chaos in your life. It's going to bring a lot of downfall. Because most people do not understand what spirituality is all about. They just say things they don't know, things they don't understand. You breached contracts. You breached the promises. So you must make up for it. You must settle so that you can live peacefully on planet Earth, so you can fulfill destiny. So spirituality, spiritual spouse, heavenly mate, they are all real. And you need to acknowledge them by doing the needful.